Hello. I'm quite literally standing where the last time the game just laughed me in the face and killed me. So let's get back into it, shall we? It's a good thing that it did though, because the camera is a bit confused right now. Because apparently I chose the wrong conversation option the last time, which would have locked me out of the... What are you doing, OBS? Why are you not doing the things that you're supposed to do? Why are you always like this? There we go. Alright, because it would have quite literally locked me out of the secret ending. We killed a Rilu. She was extra nice this time. Like, second turn, she teleported into my lines, like somewhere around here. And the reaction attacks just obliterated her. The meme lord has entered the chat. Yeah, you're not punching trees, you're punching forest. At all those memes. Hello there, trees. Hello there. Okay, so let's go for that good old secret ending. I should be eligible for it. Stop, listen to me. You called me a failed experiment, but what if you are wrong? Pull the good stuff out today. Yeah, it's like, let me browse my meme library. What chapter should we open? And then you opened all of the chapters.
I would be overjoyed to discover that I am wrong. I tried to hope, even though there was no hope left. But wait, why do you care? Why are you trying to change my mind?
The camera refocused. I want to know. I want to follow the truth no matter where it leads.
That thirst for truth and knowledge, that is so familiar.
No, I'm thirsty. Alright, okay.
But what makes you think I will listen to your arguments? I have gone too far to turn back. I must walk the path.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Ooh, half a year. Thank you for the sub. Half a year indeed. The third trimester is beginning. What will be the baby's name? What type of tree will it be? Seriously, thank you again. So here we are going to jump through a lot of hurdles that you either unlock throughout the game, or you did not. And the first of those, Weeping Willow, nice. Those are nice trees. What is that? So the first hurdle that we need to go through is that we save Searcher, and we saw that she cares about her. I know you are not as mad or as fixated on your goal as you'd like others to believe, or for that matter, as you'd like to believe. I know that you care for Searcher. Your ridiculous minion means something to you. You were concerned about him. Says you.
You think I'm wrong about you? Why? We are not talking about numbers, equations, and magical reactions. This is about the soul. About whether or not you have what I lost.
Okay. Remember when you sent Suture to give me the crossbow loaded with a midnight bolt and canabras? I knew nothing of your plans, yet I already felt instinctively that the weapon was meant to be mine.
Yes, I remember. I wanted to check, to see for certain if it would awaken your instincts. I was so full of hope that day.
We are standing behind the toilet bowl to hell. Toilet bowl to hell. You came to me in disguise as Yaniel and asked me difficult questions, but I know that I answered them correctly. That the way that you had hoped. You need to answer 5 out of the 7, right? 5, you have 7 options and 5. Ooh! Nice little celebratory donation for 6 months, man. Enjoy it, and as always, keep up the grind. I will. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Thank you very punch. That was terrible. I'll ban myself now.
Yes, I was disguised as Yaniel. This was our first conversation face to face. I was desperate. I needed to know who you were, to understand what you were. I wanted to find out if there was anything about you I recognized.
Also, did you stream? It's not easy being cheesy. Yep. I will now turn into a cheetah. Did you manage to stream? Oh shit, Pokemon in the end? Because it was at a very late time for me. Usually I cannot watch it. In Nocticulus Palace, you offered me power, but I was more interested in discovering the truth. Fuck no, things didn't line up, sad.
You hungered for knowledge.
Sag.
You desired the truth more than anything else.
When we spoke together in the secret part of your laboratory, you asked me a few questions. It was like you were testing me, so did I pass?
Yes. I wanted to see if something would stir within you when you met my daughter's murderer. And when you encountered the one who betrayed me. But it doesn't matter. I asked you questions, you answered them. And I thought I could hear the echoes of the past in your voice.
This is the most esoteric of all of the choices, so there's like no indication what you should be choosing. The other ones are pretty straightforward. You showed me several items in your laboratory. They belong to your child, didn't they? You made yourself green! Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Befitting a
I
tree.
was wondering if it would spark something in your memory. It was foolish of me, I know. And yet...
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Pick up my daughter's favorite belongings first.
So yeah, you need to interact with the specific items in a Relu's laboratory in a specific order. At first I didn't do it right, but I went back and did it again. And apparently it still sticks. So it works.
I can see now. It was naive of me to think I could just revive my daughter the way she was before her death. But there is so much of her in you. So much of me.
20k channel points.
Anything but my child.
I either need to inflate the prices or I'll need to install a pole and put like 500k pole dance goal there. And I'm gonna get instantly banned and everyone was blind that watches it.
I have wandered in the dark for so long. But now I finally see clearly.
You haven't spent any.
I know how my path must end. The wound still erodes your soul, as it does mine. Let
Yeah,
me
but
put an end.
I actually looked up the predictions.
Let me step into the
Yep.
flames and perish, so that I can heal you.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a moment, Rilu. I looked into predictions, but I have to start those manually every time, don't I? Because I have to give the two criteria. It's a nice thing. It's a very nice thing. I actually like that. Yeah, okay. Or I need a mod to set it up for me, which is convenient. Yeah, I'm sure there's another answer. Just hear me out. If we work together, we might be able to find another way. Just do it when something fun is going on. I guess it's fair. It's fair. Also, if someone actually wanders in, I can vote on myself if I want to when I'm alone. Okay, just hear me out. If we work together, we might be able to find another way to close the wound. You have over 70k channel points. Shit. Hello there, Loveless. I need to do something with it. My number one fan.
All these years, I've been playing a game with mortals
Mega
and forces beyond
flex.
mortal comprehension. But now I am a pawn in your game. I do not know your next move. I can't even imagine what plan you have in mind. So explain it to me.
Waiting to join my OnlyFans. I'm sorry that it's going to use its own different point system. You cannot transform them. So, yeah. Hot tub stream when? Yeah. I don't know. Once my hot tub arrives. I've ordered it like 6 months ago and it's still not here. I've deciphered your notes in the lexicon of paradox and know that this mythic power is supposed to protect both of us from death, but the power has its limits. Do you think we've already reached them?
I see.
There's a
was
sword
right to
shortage.
leave the lexicon in a place where you could find it. Yes, that is correct. We've reached the limits of our power. I did so long ago, and you've realized your full potential only recently.
Mm-hmm.
Mythic power cannot be made any stronger. At least, I have not been able to do so successfully. That means we are now living on borrowed time, counting down the days until we die from the wound's influence.
You know, he's just going to use the 70k points to chain hydrates and I'm gonna pee myself into oblivion. Yeah, I haven't been able to even be lurking streams for 3 weeks, so I'm gonna be honest, the last few weeks have been horrid. Ah, thank you. Thank you for always popping in. Hydrate. Oh no, it's beginning. It's beginning. Okay. We received our mythic power from the Nahindrian crystals, but the crystals mined in the depths of the Midnight Isles are not the only ones that exist. The freshly shed blood of a demon lord wounded by a midnight bolt will also form into a crystal. Have you tried extracting mythic power from the crystals created in that way? That is another criteria.
No, I have not. I haven't had the chance. It was in Canobris that I had my first chance to test the improved version of the Midnight Bolts against the demon lord Discari. The crystal dagger you found in Canobris was the first Nahindrian crystal that was procured in such a fashion. I gather that you know more about them than I do.
Unfortunately, we sacrificed the dagger. I didn't know it was important, but if all goes well, we can get a replacement. If you don't see me, I haven't forgotten about you. Just been busy. Pretty active in the Discord on and off. It's fun in there. Indeed, it is. And also, you know, it's the end of the year. People usually focus on other things. I studied the notes and papers that I found hidden in a secret part of your laboratory. You believe that the wormwood works both ways, that it has the same impact on the adjacent areas of the Abyss as it does on the lands of Golarion.
Yes, I am sure that is the case. I have evidence from my experiments. The wound affects the material plane, poisoning it with the corruption of the Abyss. But it also affects the Abyss, bringing in a small amount of order and harmony from the material plane. The only reason it is not as apparent in the Abyss is the presence of the demon lords. They hold near infinite power over their realms, and their existence staves off the wound's influence.
Very nice. The Discord is great if any lurkers are thinking about joining. Thank you for the advertisement, Loveless, and it is true. Please join there too. We are having hour-long shitpost sessions there. It is wonderful. It uplifts your soul. Shitposts heal you. It is the very essence of the internet. It surely is what keeps me alive nowadays. Pre-stream shitpost sessions 4 times a week. Yep. Enter the raffle and win another session of shitposts. It's a gift that keeps on giving. The Sword of Valor changed when it came into contact with me, and I believe that's a sign. The same relic changed under Iomede's influence when she was on the path to godhood. It's as if the sword could foresee her ascension.
Yes, indeed. The Sword of Valor was Iomede's banner before she passed the test of the Starstone and ascended to heaven. I've never studied the Sword of Valor. Perhaps I should have. It is a truly fascinating artifact, and the way it interacts with you is incredible. Could it have picked up the early signs of your nascent divinity? I do not know.
It's also interesting that I got back the banner. Even though I lost it in Is, it reappeared at the end of Act 5. I don't know if that's a bug, because I did nothing to get it back. Now let's put it together. It's fair to assume that mythic power has a limit, but there is always a way to push the boundaries of what's possible. And we have a way to do that through the power of Nahindrian crystal, but it can be just any crystal. It must be a crystal created from the blood of a recently slain demon lord, and that demon lord's realm need to be in contact with the world wound. So what's next? Do we know? Can we know? Or is it a secret? It's not a secret. It's Solasta. It's another salsa. Yeah, exactly. It's salsa and couscous. That's what we're doing. And salsa is a double meaning here, because that's gonna be one of the incentives, and I'm gonna dance salsa on the stream. But jokes aside, it's gonna be Solasta. It's another role-playing game that's based on Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It's a bit smaller than this, so it's not gonna be 3 months to play through it. And we'll see what else. Maybe I'll just get something else too. Okay, let's see.
It's unpredictable and dangerous, but all bold plans carry risk. What you propose might work. Whoever absorbs the power of a newly killed demon lord will inherit their realm in the Abyss. If we throw in a connection to the wound, we will end up with something unique. You will have the power of a demigod and an abyssal realm that changes at your whim.
I don't really want an abyssal realm. Also, there was a 5-minute time skip between this cutscene, which was enough time for some of my buffs to run out, which I'm not very happy about. Closest thing to D&D I've ever played is Knights of Pen and Paper. I don't know that. I always liked D&D and these turn-based RPG games, but not until recently have I had the chance to actually play D&D. And now, in the last few years, they're actually making games about them again on the PC, so that's great. It sort of ended with Neverwinter Nights, I feel like, and they picked it up. It's a tabletop RPG game for mobile where everything is a dice roll. Yeah, that's pretty much D&D, yes.
Yes, your plan might work. I see no reason we shouldn't at least try. But how? There are only 3 demon lords whose realms are tied to the wound. Baphomet, Discari, and Nocticula. I doubt we'd be able to carry out a cunning murder of the Lady of Cunning and Murder. As for Baphomet and Discari, after the lessons you've taught them, they will never risk another engagement. They'll engage in clever maneuvers. They'll hide, but they won't face you in battle.
But we have learned from Hebzamir's ghost that the archpriest of a demon lord can summon a demon lord, and the demon lord cannot refuse the summon. And she's technically right now the archpriestess of both of those demon lords. Because, yeah, that's what it says. I learned the secret from Hebzamira. The archpriest of a demon lord can summon their master in a moment of danger, and they are bound to appear. We can lure Baphomet and Descari.
They are bound to appear? I didn't know that. No wonder demon lords are so careful about choosing archpriests.
And the echo of Descari is dead. You were 1 second to him within the hierarchy. That means you are now the archpriestess of Descari. It's not D&D unless the most important roll of your like is always a nat 20. Yes. That is unfortunately seems to be the case. Also, if you like those odds, when you are almost certain to always fail at the critical moment, play XCOM. It's hilarious. 99% chance to hit. Miss 6 times in a row. Seriously, XCOM is another great game.
Correct. And the Locust Lord still hasn't deprived me of his favor. He should have done that a long, long time ago.
And you were second to Hebzamira, but now she's dead. That makes you the new archpriestess of Baphomet.
Yes, it is true. Baphomet outsmarted himself when he granted me power and patronage behind Descari's back.
And it's also very interesting that you actually need to properly kill Descari in Is, or the echo of Descari doesn't appear here, and you cannot kill it. And if you cannot kill it, then she doesn't become the archpriestess, so that's another criteria to make. I have a friend who is a demon. He makes custom D&D maps out of plaster molds and stuff. He paints them and makes figurines. Used to work with the guy who makes them. Those are always excellent things. I really like when there are maps like that. I also like when people do that for Warhammer 40k. I really like that when they build the battlefield. Both Baphomet and Descari were killed recently. They returned to life, but now they are in their mortal forms. If you can fight them and kill them again, their realms will no longer be under their power and influence.
I could summon them. No, it's still too much of a risk. The world wound is more than a rift. It has a life of its own. To accomplish the plan you have conceived, we would need to channel an immense current of power through it, all the way to the realms of the demon lords. It would be 100 times more difficult than simply closing the wound.
Am I romancing her too? Unfortunately not. She's not an option. And another criteria, I studied the records kept by the stargazers of Polura, and I know that there are certain days when the influence of the wound is at its strongest, and we are here on one of those days.
It's remarkable that the worshippers of Polura were able to discern this. Yes, you are correct. Such days do exist, but they occur very rarely. Only once or twice a century at most.
Today is one such a day. I made sure to arrive at Threshold at precisely the right time.
I can't run the full calculations right now, but I think you're right. This is the day when the wound is most malleable. We could shape it as easily as a master potter molds soft clay.
Not many channels live. There's a bunch. Well, as I said, it's December. Everybody's probably either way too tired of the year or just running around in preparation for Christmas. So what are you waiting for? Summon Baphomet and Descari. The time has come for mortals to challenge the lords of the abyss, and we will surpass them in every
I
way.
have one final question for you. Do you have a new Nahindrian crystal in your possession? Without one, this whole planet
I have
is doomed.
4.
Unless, of course, you happen to have a midnight bolt. If so, we can procure a crystal right now.
I was tired of this year. The first month. Yeah. I have an Nahindrian crystal that was created recently.
Then let us begin. I do love interesting challenges. Descari, Lord of the Locust Host, Aurilu Borlesh calls to you.
Hello, yes,
as
this
a
is Aurilu
voice
Borlesh.
from within these very walls. I am the first of your servants, and I summon you. Come,
Oh my.
Baphomet, Lord of beasts and labyrinths, heed the voice of Aurilu the Witch. You accepted me into the ranks of your servants, and I summon you now as the first among them. Come!
Is it just me, or did these last 2 lines sound like they were recorded in a box?
Come! Come! Come!
I'm uncomfortable. And they are here.
How curious. The gnats have decided to set a trap for me. You have spun out your betrayal like an intricate web, but it will take more than that to bring down the hunger of the abyss.
Birthdays in 23 days. You will be 34. We're all dying now. There's no life above 30. Nah, just joking.
First, my daughter failed me, and now my chosen mortal favorite does the same. Aurilu, do you not see that this alliance with your mortal creation will give you nothing? You could have served the greatest of masters, yet you chose to be the puppet of your own creation.
Tell that guy he has a bug on his legs. Shit, where? I don't see it.
Enough, Baphomet. You are wasting your time on words when the time for words has long passed. We shall fight those who have challenged us and obliterate them. Descari has spoken.
Oh, so Descari has 2 holes in the back of his model, and I can see the swirling background. Good job there, Alcat. Both, you are stepping stones on my path to greatness. You are destined to die.
You've come far, mortal, but not far enough to overpower 2 lords of the abyss.
You wanna bet on that?
You believe yourselves to be our masters. You think you will be our doom. But you've never been anything more than a source of power. We will drain this source to the last drop.
You know, after repeating "come" like 6 times in the last sentence, that last drop thing has another meaning in my head now. Alright, who's acting first? Is this Descari or Baphomet? That's Descari, okay. Descari we can handle. Baphomet is the one that needs to die first. What buffs did we lose? Nothing yet, because we had a 5-minute time skip. She probably lost oh no, she still has Frightful for 17 seconds. Fuck! That's 3 turns though. Almost 3 turns. That might be enough. Okay. Baphomet needs to die first. Very, very sharpish. You know what? Shield yourself. Cool. And we need to Midnight Bolt both of them. That is also very important. Because I need the crystals they give. You cannot hit that. Can you hit? Yeah, you can hit him though. Okay, we got the Midnight Bolt on him. That's good. Okay. Well, alright, fine then. Let's focus the Skari, I guess. He's the lesser of the two evils, to be honest. What is your stats? It's decent. Decent stats there. That spare resistance is awfully high. Let's see if we can punch through it. Grandmaster's Rod. Oh yeah, I also have this now. Where is it? There we go. What if I try to do this? Maybe I hit it. Okay, that was damage. Not a lot, but I was expecting more. I just went ahead and finished Shining Pearl last night. Haven't finished either game. I have 2 months with immediate on my team and Garncham spams Earthquake. I just keep switching into Staraptor and Luxury and lowered his attack to nothing. Poor guy, bullied to death. Alright, let's see what happens here. Well, we got a free attack on him. That's what happened. Triceratops does nothing. Okay, one of it hit. That was free. Let's see another one. That was okay. We're going to point at you very angrily. We're going to do this. And we're not going to do anything else. Suture is not going to do anything. You're probably not going to do too much, so I'm okay with attacking. That was decent, I guess. Oh no! That sucks. Okay, we might still be able to win. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. As I lost control of my main character. Okay, Baphomet is dead. Nice. That's not good. Let's see. Let's do this first. Papa Baphomet is dead. Okay, that killed it. Let's see the next one. Ah, shit, we're missing because we don't have this on him. But now we do. So we should be able to do things now. Oh, god damn. Legendary proportions just ran out. Ah, well, there we go. Okay. That sucks. This feels like final boss territory. You just killed him in like 3 hits. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have to refight Orilu or not. Yeah, I need to. That sucks. It's gonna be terrible. But what we are about to do, we are going to do one thing. Or 2, actually. They are strictly going for my main character. Which sucks. We're going to rebuff in a few places. That sucks, man. That's gonna be tough. Because we need to refight Orilu, and Orilu was very kind to us last time. It was a very, very easy fight, and it might not be that easy now. Type too soon. Yeah, Deskari is very fond of doing this. I don't know if this is planned or not. But he just goes for you, the main character, and just like, yeah, you're dead. Thanks. Goodbye. Let's see. Let's do this. And this. Wow, it failed. Whatever. Oh no, we need not whatever. We need that. Okay. And we are going to need legendary proportions on you. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. No, no. No, 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 no. Well, that's the worst of both worlds, because it ate my legendary proportions but didn't use it. That's great. Alright, whatever. Let's move through. Let's see if we can kill a Rilu. Sharp and fast. Probably not. That was a very good attempt last time.
This is where it happened.
Yeah.
A researcher. You're so adept. So you can't see past the end of your nose.
Okay.
I watched. If a hypothesis, it will the terror, and it's finally time.
Okay, we'll see if this worked. She might be very kind again, it seems like. Okay. Let's see if we can affect it with something. 39 reflex, that's not terribly high. 29 will. The will should be the one that to attack, but I don't really have anything to attack will with. What's your touch? 18. We can target that. Yeah, I said that way too soon. Apparently. That's nice. Ho, ho, ho. Just park right there. Alright, hopefully it will work. Oh, you can actually yoink her or push her? That's interesting, I didn't know that. Cannot reach you with that, huh? Oh, look at that! I don't know why she regenerated 3 times last time. Okay, well that was a very nice fight again.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted so I can stab you in the back.
Okay.
I would be overjoyed to discover that I.
Yeah. I am.
Says you.
You think I'm wrong about you? Yes, I remember. Yes, I was. You hungered for. Yes.
Yes. There we go.
All these years, I see I was right. No, I have. Yes, I am. Yes, indeed. It's Yes, they are bound. Correct. Yes, it is. And I could summon them. It's I can't run. I have one final question for you. Do you have a new Nahindrian crystal in your possession?
Yes.
Then let us discard Baphomet.
Come.
How curious.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Enough, Baphomet. You are wasting your time on words when the...
Your stepping stones to my glory. I have again not activated my thing. Oh! OBS? OBS? What you doing? It lost screen again. Okay, there we go. Ooh, alright. Sorry about that. It sometimes, for some reason, this game does that from time to time. I don't really know what the cause of it is. What happened to you? Are you staggered? Why can you not cast spells? I never understand this. Sometimes they just cannot cast spells. Well, whatever. Is that Descari or Baphomet? That is Descari. Okay. Oh shit. Well, our turn order is much worse now. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. Be back. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with this game. Oh, I know what I didn't do.
Prepare yourself.
Did you spawn the crystal? You did. Okay, you spawned the crystal. That's important. I don't know what it is about this game that it just doesn't like, but it does this a few times a session now. Let's do this too. Okay, there we go. And number 2. There we go. Baphomet is dead. Nice. We should be out of Descari's bullshit range. Should be. We might not be, but we should be. Okay, we got the rod active. We're going to activate the rod. Cool. And I'm gonna try and shank the Scary. Okay, that's not gonna do anything. Aurelius probably not gonna do anything. Ha ha ha! Bismuth actually hit. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Is that quicken? That's quicken. Good. Okay, not the best damage, but it is damage. Let's see. That was a crit though. That was a crit though. I don't know why you're not able to cast spells. I don't understand. No, nothing should prevent you from that buff list. And you're not debuffed either. I don't get it.
You should've
Go there.
run.
Okay. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. He's going straight for my main character again. It's bullshit. I think Dascari is made to do that. I'm not very happy about it. Because, yeah. And she's stunned. Fuck me. I really, really hate this.
Guide my hand.
Okay, we have both of those things. Good. He's healing. She's healing at least. Okay. We are going to try it. You have, yeah, you do. I'm going to try and keep you alive, because... Okay, Bismuth is not moving, for some reason. There we go. She didn't attack, or he didn't attack us. I still cannot cast spells. Why? This is strange. I don't get what's happening here. Okay, time to die, the Scary. Or maybe not. Or maybe not die. There we go. The Scary is dead. Excellent. There we go. The temporary deaths of the Abyssal Lords were nothing compared to this final defeat. The last moments of the Scary and Baphomet seemed to shake the world. Oh, I might need to fight this again. The Ragdolls, because I need to get the crystals on the ground while we are still fighting, probably. Maybe. We'll see. A surge of power causes the ground to quake and the chasm leading to the abyss creaks and groans. Yeah.
The road to greatness lies ahead.
Oh, it auto-loots me. It auto-loots it for me. Thank fucking God. I think this was patched in later. Because the crystals spawned at places that you couldn't reach them. And many people were stuck because of this, thank God. I authorized some studies to be conducted on the Hydrium crystals. The research showed that newly created Hydrium crystals can interact with one another. If you have 5 of them, you can merge them together into one immensely powerful crystal. What do you think would happen if I use the crystal like that? What would happen is that it's not just me that ascends, it's everybody in my party.
I can only guess. The regular crystals allowed you to impart some of your power to your followers, those whose souls were closely tied to yours. It is likely that an improved crystal would let you endow your companions with a small amount of the demigod-like power you are about to receive.
Nice. If I attain this demigod-like power and heal myself with a wound, what will happen to you?
The wound will eventually destroy my soul. I will
6.
never be truly healed.
Yes, 6 crystals.
But I have no regrets. I achieved everything I wanted and more.
I've managed to acquire 6 crystals. So it counts all 6 of them. It automatically loots it. Yes. Thank you, game, for not being an arbitrary fuck. I will share them with my companions and give the last one to you, Arilu. All of us will venture into eternity together. Let's ascend the mass murderer, because she's kind of helpful to us.
Ascend together? And live without fear of gods or demons, exploring the infinite world. You truly want this. I can't believe it.
Godhood.
I will grant you your wish.
Nice. With a wave of her hand, Arilu makes a string of Nahidrian crystals levitate before her. Another gesture, and several of them burst into a swirling whirlwind of pure power. Their essences merge into a single vortex that flows towards you, into you, infusing you with power. Unlimited power! For just a moment, you feel as though you are something more than what you are. You're no longer a single person. You're the rift between the worlds. You're the order of the material plane and the chaos of the abyss. You're beginning and the end of a century-long tangle of destinies and great deeds. You are power, but you are more than just power. She's attractive. It excuses anything she's done. I do not agree, but that is as good of a point as any. We did it for the titties.
This will be quick.
Nice. Even Bismuth ascends! Even our Triceratops is going to be a demigod. Flying creature ignore obstacles and other units. And we go to circus music immediately because I'm a trickster. It's not reading this though. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answer to mysteries. The search for one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it is time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. On the day of the great battle at the Threshold Fortress, a new name joined. You ascended and became a demigod. Triceratops OP. Triceratops was the best pet ever. She carried, or he, I don't know, carried so much of our shit. It was a pack mule. A packatops. Contrary to the laws of creation and the limitations imposed upon mortal kind, the individual known as the commander of the Fifth Crusade attended greatness, power, and immortality. This new power was likewise assumed. You took your companions and Arilu into eternity with you, by both the commander's loyal companions and the writer of these words. We all received might comparable to that of heralds of demigods, like a fire taking hold, contrary to the laws of nature, in the depths of a roiling cauldron when the commander assumed control of the former realms of Baphomet and Descari. The new realm astonished even long-time denizens of the abyss. It was mayhem beyond the imaginings of the plane of chaos, an anomaly amidst the unthinkable, a lie fed to liars, and a joke played on jokers. The commander's story became a legend. Wow, we decapitated Descari. Baphomet just got a big ol' stab in the chest. The commander's story became legend, one that was spread far and wide in the songs of bards. The tale fell upon the ears of many, those eager to convert to new faith, and those who nursed ambitions of replicating the commander's achievement. It is no exaggeration, then, to declare that the commander's ascension on that day changed the world forevermore. After the carnage, you betrayed the council. I did not betray the council. Well, technically they probably say I betrayed the council because I did not go through with the Trickster ending. After the carnage unleashed by the commander and the painful and humiliating procedure of essence extraction that followed, the council ceased to convene. As one, its members pretended that they had never met each other, knew nothing about any Trickster, and had never even heard the name Shaika or Shika the Many. The energetic king Thaberdine reigned over the merry city of Dresden for many years. He was hailed as the finest monarch in the history of Golarion, as he never interfered in the affairs of the city, but simply hosted one festival after another, and the people say that he brought luck to any who raised a glass to his majesty's health. The church of Caden Salian, I don't know how to pronounce that name, revered him as a saint. As the leader of the Crusaders, the commander won their loyalty and obedience. You achieved impressive progress in the Crusade area's leadership, logistics, and military. Even in the Crusade's darkest hours, the commander found ways to restore the army's supply lines. Her military acumen was beyond question. Under her leadership, the divided, poorly trained Crusader forces were reforged into an invincible army. Due to the success, I achieved success in diplomacy, of the commander's diplomatic strategy, by the end of the war, Mendev's two political center was Dresden, not Nerosian. Wow! Not only did I ascend to godhood, I usurped an entire country. After gaining the support of foreign rulers and finding allies in the capital, Dresden became the shining example of the new Mendev, one that was nurtured by the commander's ideas. The significance and accomplishments of the crusade were so great. Nice. Even a century after the end of the war, Dresden retained its prominence on the map of Avestan as the continent. The commander's diplomatic, military, and administrative talent turned the fortress into a key political player. Excellent. Queen Galfried, the idiot queen, returned to the Rosian with the intent to rule Mendev as before, but as it turned out, Mendevian society was hungry for change. The war-ravaged nation desired new leadership, but the queen could not countenance yielding her authority to anyone else. She believed her duty to her homeland had not yet been fulfilled. Wow, she's still not letting go of that pride. The ward stones from that chain that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled one by one. I asked that of Queen Galfried to do that. One by one. The angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. After suffering defeat, now here is Loveless Healer, here is another lady who is utterly evil but is incredibly attractive. So maybe we can excuse her. No, probably not. She's an incredibly huge bitch, sorry for the word, but they wrote her really well, so she wasn't just a very pretty face. She was threatening as hell. I like that. After suffering defeat at the commander's hand, Nocticulo disappeared into the shadows and lay low. Intuition told her that the world had changed, which meant that it was time for her to change as well. If a mortal could rise and claim the power of a demon lord, could a demonic ruler ascend and become a deity? Yes, she could. In the background lore, she becomes a goddess. She becomes Nocticulo, the Redeemer Queen. And she becomes the patron of artists and beauty and things like that, so she does ascend. Baphomet, who was too cunning for his own good and died his final death. Okay. Rumors say that upon hearing of Baphomet's demise, Asmodeus permitted himself a satisfied chuckle that shook the halls of hell. The demon lord Descarid died his final death and his cult perished with him. His followers and demonic minions entered the service of Descarid's sire, Pazuzu. Whether Pazuzu's terrifying rage stemmed from his offspring's demise or from his failure, none can tell. For a time, Nura! We get a Nura ending tile. For a time, the whereabouts of Nura Dendevar were completely unknown. But then the Riven Kingdom saw the publication of her shocking book, To the Abyss and Back, The Crusades Through the Eyes of a Former Cultist. The book was banned in several countries and bounty was placed on Nura's head, but the elusive writer always escaped the clutches of the Inquisition. Having rediscovered his own story, the storyteller renounced his fragile body to ascend to Pharasma, I convinced him of that, Pharasma's palace, and become her usher. From that day onward, he took great care of the stories of the whole of all the souls that arrived at the court of the Lady of the Graves. Ascension enhanced Scylla's power but did not change her character. The irrepressible warrior is frequently seen in the company of good gods from Caden Cillian to Shaldera Zuzaristan. They are just randomizing the words here. Rumor has it that Iomide herself often honors her with a heart-to-heart conversation and joint training sessions. The goddess enjoys reminiscing about her mortal days. Most importantly, Scylla never stops thinking or caring about the common folk in need of help. Not for a moment. Good. This is why I killed Camellia, by the way. Because on the off chance that I could ascend to godhood, I didn't want to create a psychopathic serial killer god who was very attractive, but that did not excuse her. Lan's ascension left him perplexed. He had intended to die in the war against the demons, but instead he was suddenly granted eternal life, and he had no idea what to do with it. After getting some advice from the commander, he made a to-do list, go on a sea voyage, learn to read, wow, and write well, and of course defeat a few hundred more demons just for old time's sake. Ascension was a true challenge for Ember. For years she had rebuked the good gods for doing so little to help mortals, but now she finally understood the burden of divinity. Realizing that even her new powers were not enough to save all who suffered, she went to heaven to her grandma, the Imperial Lord Andaletta, and asked her to be her apprentice, but she continued to visit the mortal world to aid the defenseless or to convince a villain to change their ways. Ascension opened up fascinating opportunities for Ninio. Now she would discover if a High Priestess of Ayamade could convert Numerian barbarians if he happened to be teleported into their midst. Discover how many women in Absalom screamed at the sight of a dead mouse on their pillow, approximately 34%, and see what two armies would do if all their weapons disappeared the night before the battle. They would make peace. She's a bigger trickster than I am. I'm impressed. Darren Arendy, who has always displayed piety in all its forms, suddenly became an object of worship himself. Among followers of the rapidly growing Church of the Commander, the Count was the most popular associate of the new deity. He was one of the most often pictured at the Commander's side in religious paintings and reliefs, possibly because artists found the handsome Asimart with the most appealing subject. As for Darian himself, he solemnly swore never to answer a single prayer, and it seems he duly kept his promise. Voljiv Jefto gladly accepted his semi-divine powers, since, as he told anyone who would listen, he deserved them. When he had to, he followed his chief everywhere, and whenever he had a spare minute, he descended to Golarion to steal whatever caught his eye, free a random tiefling from prison, or hide stolen property in one of his many stashes throughout Golarion. After the Ascension, Social went to Nirvana to appear before Shaelin in person, but he did not stay long. Just as when he was a mere mortal, the servant of the goddess of beauty could not enjoy the peace of her fragrant gardens when blood was still being spilled elsewhere. The soldier's angel, as was his new moniker, would eagerly answer prayers and appear on the battlefield to heal the wounded or carry them to safely away from the front lines. Many warriors wore medallions engraved with his image for good luck. Trevor did not dare to appear before the goddess whose name he had betrayed. After the Ascension, the tormented fighter found peace in Elysium. A good choice, good choice. Desna is a good goddess. He would not answer prayers, as he swore never to hold a weapon in his hands again, unless Social or the commander asked him to. I never asked him to hold a weapon because he was a terrible fucking character. Acquiring incredible power did not change Rigel Derange in any way. He had already been working to a 500-year plan for the fight against Chaos and smoothly switched to devising a plan to definitely solve the problem of the Abyss. That sounds like genocide. Even devils respected his audaciousness. Rigel in turn found the discipline in the ranks of hell to be somewhat lacking. God damn. Upon gaining semi-divine powers, Greybor lost interest in the assassin's craft. There were too few opponents worthy of his skill. He became the patron of mortals who respected and honored the law of the streets. The cult, known as the Backstreet Wardens, formed under his patronage and consisted of thieves, bandits, murderers, and other dregs of society. But they all shared an understanding, a code. On occasion, Greybor himself enjoyed a nighttime stroll through the city in the guise of an ordinary mortal, just to remind the lowlifes that reputation carries more weight than coin. For the longest time, the Ascended Succubus could not bring herself to set foot in Elysium. Why? She felt as though she would defile it with her presence. Arishale mustered the courage to appear before Desna, only after the goddess sent her a prophetic dream. No one knows what the former demon discussed with the goddess, but after that meeting, Arishale would often descend to the material plane, where as an unseen angel, she would keep watch over mortals, helping those who had gone astray to find redemption. When the former demon was not busy helping mortals, she spent time with the commander, who often visited her at her house. They had nothing to hide or be ashamed of. Everything was live streamed, yes! And yet, in her shyness, Arishale tried to conceal their relationship from prying eyes. Nice, and we are in Pharasma's court, it seems like.
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the world wound.
She was telling the story to Pharasma! Oh, even though she really, really hated her.
I gained more than I could have hoped. I achieved my purpose. I vanquished death. Untold might and all eternity lie ahead. How should I spend that eternity? I have not yet decided. But I know, from experience, I know that every moment is priceless if it is spent with the one who matters most to you.
It's a nice moral of the story. It's very strange hearing that from her mouth.
I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the Commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity. I have come here to say that she and I are no longer in your power. This is the last, most significant result of my transformation experiment.
Question. If they destroyed the Scaris and Baphomet's realms in the Abyss, would we lose our powers? Because we are technically draining it from there, right?
She is no longer within my power. This is true.
Hey, hello, Pharasma.
Divinity has given her the right to decide her own fate. But you entered my boneyard to bring me these tidings. And it is within my power to unmake you, destroy you, and erase you from the cosmos. I wonder, did she anticipate such an outcome? Did she purposefully choose you to be her emissary?
Intervene, you have no right to decide our fates, Pharasma. I agree with that statement. She probably has the power, though, not the right.
I have relayed my message. Farewell, Lady of Graves. We will not meet again.
Cool.
Their combined power has grown immensely, enough to almost rival my own. So be it.
Just as an aside, if we kill Pharasma sometime in the future, I am not taking her place. Fuck playing the Judge of the Dead. Okay, I thought I can run in here. The end. That font is really out of place. Yay! Wrath of the Righteous is over. Almost 3 months to the day of release. Excellent. Let's see. Do we get... Where is this saved game? I'm curious where this saved game is. I want to see it. Okay, it's here. It's right before you teleport in. It makes you a save game. Excellent. Well, this was a great game. It has a lot of problems, but it has a lot of things going for it as well. Like, graphics are nice, music is excellent, the gameplay is great. All in all, it's probably one of the, if not the best in its category of games. But it's still terribly optimized. It still has a lot of bugs. It needs like 3 more months to be complete still. It has huge pacing issues, especially with mythic paths. Like some mythic paths don't even exist until the very end of the game. Some mythic paths just come into their own very late. You get the last level of your mythic path, one fight, just the final fight, basically. Yeah, and Act 5 is also not incomplete, but of markedly lower quality than the rest of the game. The Enigma was horrible. Most of the quests are a boring drag, and Threshold it just needs a complete overhaul, in my opinion. The last segment just is not fitting for a game like this, but the rest is good. So I like this. It was good to play through it. Probably gonna return to it sometime in the future, but not anytime soon. Maybe when the DLC comes out. And now we leave. Poot. I'm going to set up Celesta in a moment. I'm gonna restart the stream. So there's a gap in the VOD. It helps me. And yeah, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.